Okay, it says it's streaming. I hope it is. It is. I think maybe.
You look, you seem a little shocked there. You got
Well,
something to work, Kevin?
I don't know. I don't know
Proud of
if
you,
we're
dude.
it. Um. Oops. It's It needs to be changed. It's saying Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, but
Okay.
but we
I
are
mean
live.
that kind
I
of
We
wish I
describes
had
the ending
something.
of the movie.
I wish I had something DC to show off. Obviously, I don't really have like anything DC around me.
I know it's all the M word for you,
yeah.
Yeah.
which I'm cool with, dude. But these two guys here, you don't. It's like
Oh,
a dirty word, man.
Uh-uh.
Hey, I will say at least we look pretty good on
yeah.
the stream. There you go,
Let me
Deathstroke.
set him.
He's in the
I'll
movie.
set him. Yeah.
What is that?
Which was an awesome freaking spoiler. Well, I guess not a spoiler,
Oh yeah, we're anyone that's watching
but
right
an
now,
awesome moment.
we are talking spoilers, so that's going to be a thing. We can't discuss the whole movie and really get into it without getting into some
Spoilers.
spoilers. So that is a
There we go.
thing.
Got Deathstroke back there.
Go
We
ahead,
are.
Carrie and Kevin, do your thing because I need a minute to pull it up here, and Kevin needs a minute to stick it in the
Yeah.
community. So it's all yours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Felix, when you go in there and change it, will you change the title as well,
Do it right
please?
now. Right now, I can do it
Yes,
right
please.
now, real quick.
Yes, please, because it's bothering me that it's saying Black Ops when it is. This is a Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League review. Thank you for not shutting off your camera.
I know. I
Yours.
remembered.
Thank you. I know. Seriously, I appreciate it.
A win.
Oh, so Brandon,
Yeah.
first impressions without giving too much away. What did you think of the
Good.
movie in general?
Um, I think that was exactly what we all expected from a Justice League movie. It was a completely different movie than what we got from Joss Whedon.
I agree. I
It
agree.
was
It was way less
it didn't feel
humor.
like 4 hours.
It didn't. It had way less humor in it than Josh Whedon
Yeah,
put in, which
yeah,
I think that is. I know you're a Marvel guy, but I think that's him being a little bit Marvel, trying to put too
right.
much humor into it.
But that humor works, I think, better for some of those Marvel characters than it does for the DC characters. Some of
I
that
agree.
humor, especially that forced humor, like with Batman, that Joss Whedon tried to force in there with his version, just did not feel natural at all.
I
Like
agree.
with Iron Man and uh, even Thor. I mean, those are pretty comedic characters, and Batman is not known for his quips.
Right. Right. Carrie, what did you think of what is your first impression of the Justice League without giving too much away?
Uh, I liked it a lot better than the other one. So the other one's out the window. I'm sticking with this one. That's
Uh,
saying some stuff. Yeah, I'll talk about it later, but yeah.
I will say this: the I was not a hater of the Josh Whedon version until I saw this version.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
I
doable too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it. I thought it for what it was. It was okay back then, but after seeing Zack Snyder's original vision for what he wanted to do, it's like, yeah, should have been the movie that was put out. It really
Yeah,
should have.
yeah, and after watching Joss Whedon's Justice League, I didn't care about seeing anything from the future of this DC universe. I didn't really care for any future movies that they might do. Now that I've seen Zack Snyder's vision of what this universe could be like, I want more. I want so much more. And I really hope we get more. I know he said that he's probably done with it, but I think if the
Money
fans were
talks.
able to, if the fans were able to bring back Zack Snyder's version of this movie, I think we can bring him back for more in the future.
Yeah, I think if the fan outcry, yeah, I mean, I have seen nothing but positive reviews for this.
Nothing
Ev-
but positive.
so I think Warner Brothers has to see this, even if they
Yeah.
don't do it in the theatrical, and they're like, okay, you could do your, because he wanted to do 3 Justice League movies,
Yeah.
that built up to the Injustice, spoiler alert,
Yeah.
the Injustice style Superman, uh, that we saw at the epilogue. And
Yeah.
even if they're like, you know what, do it on HBO Max. If HBO Max will allow you to do it, we'll partially fund it. HBO Max can partially fund it, because it would be a great revenue source for HBO Max as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And he'll be able to tell the stories that the fans actually want to see. Like nobody wanted that version, that the original version. You know, it was panned by virtually everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen nothing but good things about Zack Snyder's version, and I think that says a lot about what Warner Brothers might be kind of forced into. You know, like I don't remember exactly the numbers for the original Justice League, like how much money it made, what the box office was. I know it wasn't impressive, and just the positivity that's coming from this version, I think that's going to push them to listen to the fans a little bit more. It's got to.
Yep.
Otherwise they're stupider than we all thought.
I hope that they do listen. I hope that okay, we got some people in chat. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I hope that they listen. I hope that they do follow up and do this Injustice style. Even though I'm not a big proponent of an evil Superman, I kind of want to see what Zack Snyder's full vision. I kind of trust him now after seeing this movie to
Yeah.
make a full visioned world around this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen little glimpses of it here and there, what it could be with him going bad, and I think it could be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that in this movie it was basically a cyborg movie within the Justice League movie.
Oh my god, yeah, I like
No one else got fleshed out better than the cyborg character.
so
Agreed.
much better. Like after watching the original version, I couldn't care less about that cyborg, but
Now you want to see him more, yeah.
this felt like a freaking cyborg, a cyborg movie. I mean, he was one of the main characters in this movie.
Oh, and I know I'm skipping ahead.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I know I'm skipping ahead a whole lot by getting to the end of the movie, but I love the way that um, the Flash was not used as some sort of joke character with that Russian family just pushing the truck out of the way. I'm glad that they used him as basically the hero of the day, because the Justice League lost. They lost. They lost for like
Yeah,
2 minutes until the Flash
they did.
reran time
Yeah.
and hit his mark. It was awesome. He was the hero instead of some goofy little side character.
Yeah,
They
between-
didn't make him the goof. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, between the Flash and Cyborg, I didn't care for their characters much in the original version, but they totally were redeemed in this version.
I agree. I agree. There was, if I had to go and say anything negative about this movie, maybe
Don't do it.
I'm going to. Two things. I don't. It's badass. I will say it's badass enough, but I don't think Wonder Woman should kill anybody, which she killed those terrorists.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Someone's gonna call you out. Don't say it. Don't go there.
Well, technically, she just chopped the head off. The other dude stepped on his head, which actually killed him, but
No.
She did well.
I'm talking about the terrorists at the beginning of the
in
movie.
oh
beginning.
yeah,
The guys at the very beginning that were trying to kill
Yeah, kill the
him.
children's.
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't think she should have killed him. And the line at the very end of the movie with Jared Leto, it was just one line of with him saying
around?
who's going to give you a reach around. I didn't care for that line.
Same here.
I thought it was hilarious. It was funny because my daughter came down and watched. She watched like the last 45 minutes of the movie. I watched the entire thing by myself. My kids were off doing something else.
They didn't
Came
want
down
to
and
watch
watched the
it.
last 45 minutes of the movie. Well, my son's got his friend over and she's
Oh,
upstairs
okay.
watching her YouTube videos, and so I watched it by myself. But she came down and watched the very end of it, and that scene came on, and I kind of like looked at her out of the side of my eye. She's 15. I don't know if she understood it or not. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, I guess I could see why others wouldn't
It's
wouldn't like it, but I don't know. And that was another character that I actually was pretty happy with in this movie that I wasn't before was Jared Leto's Joker. I didn't really care for him too much before, but even just that one scene with him in this movie, he felt so much more fleshed out just in that one scene than what we got before. So I hope we get to see some more of him. I'd love to see more Nightmare World.
Yeah, I would too. It was just that one line that threw me off. Yeah, I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't hate it. It just seemed almost slightly bit out of almost out of character. It was just, but it is the Joker saying it, so it's hard to say it's out of character. It just felt off. I didn't hate it, but it just felt off.
I agree with you with that. The two things, starting with the negative myself, the two things that I think could have either been taken out, cut down. First of all, you did feel the runtime. At least I did. It was 4 hours of great movie nonetheless, but you felt it about the 3 hour, 15, 20-minute mark. At least I did. I do see where he could have. I think he gave us everything. Like literally, boom, here's every little bit. And even if it would have came out theatrically, I think he would have cut a little bit down. And I think there was to cut down. And speaking of the Flash, the Barry Allen scene in the beginning, yeah, it led to him meeting Iris, which is important to his story going forward. But that whole dog
I liked it.
looking for her job, I think that was just that could have been cut
Nope.
either down or out.
I like that part.
And
Where
even
he's
though
dragged
I
the
think
hot dog.
At first, I'm like, dude, what is he gonna do with that hot dog? Like, I was like,
It started out looking really creepy. I'm just saying.
it did.
I mean, doesn't he like go to her hair and her face and like do her?
Yeah,
yeah, when he like,
he caresses her and then he reaches for a hot dog. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was
What
like,
the
dude,
fuck
what are
is
you gonna
going
do?
on?
You're gonna like, but then you put
What
it in
the
his
hell's
pocket.
going
And I'm
on?
like, okay.
And the second thing, even though I want to see a movie of it and a movie based there and what Wonder Woman 2 should have been, her going back to the mascara to do her thing there. I think they showed too much of that. It was just a little too long. They could have cut 2 minutes of that here and there. I personally thought. Other than that, and the reach around line, nothing else bothered me in this movie. It was just a little long Barry Allen scene, and that was it. No.
Well, let's
In the
face it.
box,
If it was released in theaters, it would be nowhere near this long because they couldn't have as many run times and get as many people into the box office. It would have been cut down a lot. But since
20,
it's on
30 minutes.
yeah, but since it's on streaming, he was able to put in as much as he wanted. So
And that's the thing. I think that's what brought it down a notch to me from the 5 stars to the 4 is he did give us everything. And if it wasn't, well, I mean, this outcry did call for this happening. It wouldn't have happened without, the fans and the Snyder Cut hashtag and so forth, I think he would have trimmed a little bit down, and I think the story would have been better. It would have
I
been better paced.
I really also really enjoyed the redesign of Steppenwolf.
Yes.
Steppenwolf's redesign was
Whoa.
so much better.
Oh,
But that's the only thing, though. I don't like the way they made him, and I hate to use this word, but a little pathetic. He's like on his knees and like, please forgive me. To me, that I mean, he's this badass dude with all this. He's there, and then he goes, "Father, please." I mean, to me, it was, I don't know. It took away from the badassery of what he looked like.
no, it to
Personally,
me it gave him motivation. To me, that was him having motivation to try to get back into Darkseid's good graces. He wanted the motivation to be able to come home because he's been kicked out of Darkseid's good graces. So he have to repay 500,000
500,000
worlds or
worlds.
something like that. So
yeah.
yeah, he's looking to get back into Darkseid's good graces. You got to figure Steppenwolf is a soldier. Darkseid is his leader. That he's trying to get back in his good graces.
I can see that.
But visually, the redesign on Steppenwolf was way better.
Oh,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
much
Leaps
better.
and bounds, way better.
And you know, he was setting up that look. He didn't just do it because he had the
And
you
he,
know, cash to do it now. Because if you remember in BVS at the very end, he looks the same. He's just like, you know, obviously a projection, so it's not him, but he
mm,
was gonna look like that.
Mhm.
And also, I went back and me and Kevin were talking about it earlier, but at the end at BVS, you have to strain to see it, but at the very end, you do see the you know, in the beginning how
The
his cry
cry,
when he
the cry.
before he died, that like awoke in the mother boxes and everything. But at the end of
yeah,
VVS, you see it too. So he had planned the way he was going to do it, you know, back
From
then,
yeah,
from the get go. I
yeah,
we
love
have
that.
we have a
it's really
couple comments in the chat.
Okay,
If yeah, Tiger Lily says made him have daddy issues. I'm guessing she's talking about Steppenwolf.
I
Let's see.
agree.
She also says no Jared Leto. Apparently, she does not like Jared Leto as the Joker.
I'm
Um,
not gonna lie, I liked him in Suicide Squad, and I
I
want to see the air cut next. But we'll get
I
into that
like
another time.
I like the Joker in the nightmare scene at the end of this. It made him look so crazy and out there, like
yeah.
he was lost. He
And he
lost
don't
it.
give a if Batman, like right there the way he was talking about Dick Grayson and shit.
Yeah.
He don't give a f. He's like like basically saying you're not gonna kill me because you need me, and he just said all that shit. Oh, I like the Leto Joker.
Uh,
Maybe because he's just
just
Joker and that's my character, but I liked it.
can we talk about the Wonder Woman bomb scene a little bit more? I know I said I don't think that she should kill people, but how badass was that? Was between Snyder cut and the theatrical cut. I think they amped her up so much
Yeah,
in
They
that it
made
was
her
just
complete badass
yeah.
oh
in this
And
movie.
I feel like as soon as I started watching it, I commented in our chat. I was like, this is the Wonder Woman that we needed in Wonder Woman 84.
yeah.
You
She
know,
straight up killed
I
Anna first.
there were moments in Wonder Woman 84 that I liked. You know, I loved the scene where she learned how to fly and everything, and some of the scenes with her and Steve Trevor I liked, but overall, I think the direction of her in this movie was way more powerful. She was such a badass in this movie. Total badass in this
Totally
movie.
agree.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. But mm, I think in '84 she was still trying to hide herself too. In this movie, she's out. Everybody
Oh
knows
yeah,
who Wonder Woman is, so
Hmm.
that
yeah,
also could have something to do with it. Uh, it's man, she came through, and just that guitar riff when you hear that,
Yeah, I
man, you
love that
know,
guitar riff. I think that's the coolest theme songs for a character
I
movie.
oh,
just said that
So
just before we hit live, dude. I was gonna say, out of all of them, I love her theme song. When I'm editing our videos, I totally listen to that because there's no words or nothing. It's just like the whole, and it just gives me motivation to. I'm just there editing. I just love the way. I just love that dude. The way it
did
kicks
we?
up in the right spot too,
yeah,
especially in the first Wonder Woman where she does the no man's land scene and then goes to the town and it just amps up and it's I love that.
and with that this whole movie, the music in this movie was incredible. All
Yep.
the song choices that they used throughout the movie, I meant to like take notes and write some of this stuff down, and I would totally spaced it because I was so into the movie watching it. But you know, every song choice that they made throughout this movie was perfect. And then that rendition of Hallelujah over the credits was pretty sick too. I actually really enjoyed that. But
Yeah.
yeah, they did a great job with the music.
Speaking of the credits, I got, and I know I don't, nobody can get into this, not about the movie or anything, but when I saw the for Autumn at the end,
For
excuse me,
Autumn.
I got chills. That
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
yeah, that was
I
I'm
think
just
we're
looking
having.
at my.
I
Go ahead.
think we're having an issue on YouTube right now. I'm not sure if we are still live. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, if we're not live, do we?
No, we
All right,
are.
we are.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
on
look
YouTube.
down at my notes really quick. All right,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did take notes, but I was too into the movie.
Well,
Like
I was
notes
taking
and
notes.
that. And
Like I was earlier, just before we came on. I gave myself time to do it, but I
All right,
caught
I'm back.
myself watching it. That I still had an hour and 45 minutes um, to write notes on. But
yeah,
yeah, in here is just pretty much what I already said. Um, the way Superman screams, not screams, but his death. Uh, woke up the mother boxes.
Yep.
Lois going to visit the spot every day too. That was pretty. That was somber for me for different reasons. But did you guys catch that Jimmy Olsen, the old Jimmy Olsen, the original one, is the cop in the when she gives the coffee to?
No.
I'm like,
no,
that dude looks familiar. That I'm pretty sure it's him. I didn't look it up, but
like the actor that played.
I can't hear you, Kevin. Yeah, the
Yeah,
actor is Jim.
sorry, I
Was,
had myself on mute.
was it Jimmy Olsen?
It was Jimmy Olsen from the Superman movies, but that is not
The
Jimmy Olsen
original?
to me. That is Dave, Marty McFly's brother from Back to the Future.
Is he? Does he play in that?
Yeah, he does. But yeah, it is. It's also Jimmy Olsen from
Awesome.
Superman.
That's cool.
Let me throw these out really quick. Did Darkseid forget that the anti-life equation was on Earth? Because why is he sending Steppenwolf if he fought here and seen it all those years ago? That tripped me out.
It could have had something to do with that axe being shoved down his damn.
That's the next thing on my notes. I'm like, just like in the M universe, he should have went for the head.
Oh man, yeah. No, he got.
If he would have
jacked
went,
up.
if he would have went to the head, that would have been it. There, I did say. On here it says, Cyborg is the heart
Yep.
Cyborg.
and
Cyborg
has
made
a
this
heart
movie.
and has a heart because even before he became Cyborg, he was cheating and helping his classmate out. And then that waitress at first, it looked like okay, he's like spying on it was a little give me a little bit of creep vibes, but and then he gives her the makes her win that money in the ATM. So I mean, he really was an all the way around the heart.
Yeah.
He was. The fight between Steppenwolf and the Amazons, the way he was just taking them and just with his axe just
The
slicing them
axe hitting the
open.
ground, man.
Oh.
You just felt that, yeah.
Oh, I mean, when the
Yeah, I
axe hit
didn't
the
realize
ground, that
how
was
powerful Steppenwolf was until
yeah.
that scene.
He that was in the Snyder or the theatrical cut when he slammed the axe into the ground, but
Yeah.
they added just a little bit more effects to where it was just that much better. I mean, so cool.
Love that scene, and again, it should be its own movie, but I think it was just little much in here.
Mm.
But going back to what you were saying about Barry Allen too earlier, um, I like that not only didn't they didn't make him as goofy when he did say things, though it did hit, and
Mhm.
it sounded it sounded like something I would say. You know, it was just funny enough. I love the line though where he's like, "Do you think she'll date younger guys?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyborg's like, "She's 5,000 years old. Everyone's a younger guy."
I like the fact that and I hated the fact that Whedon used the Flash as like this, I don't know, weird guy. Like when he in the Strikers Island battle when he landed on Wonder Woman. I mean, that was
Yeah.
so awkward. Why would you
Yeah.
put that in the movie? Or him just saying, "I don't know how to fight. I just push people and run."
Yeah.
That's not the Flash, man. I'm glad that scene and those lines got taken out. It made this movie so much better not having that funny little bullshit in there, in my opinion.
Yeah, he knew his powers and he knew what was up already. And I mean, if he already had his uniform, I mean, what he wears to run, and he has it all done
Right.
up and
And he
everything,
knew what
he
this
already
was
knew his
too.
he already
Right.
knew his powers. What was that, man?
Well, he knew what the Speed Force was too. So
Yeah, that's
obviously
what I
he's
was
been
getting
doing
at.
it
He
for a
knew,
little while.
and
Yeah.
that was a rule. So I like how they didn't make him like you said, Kevin. Oh, I just pushed, and even though that was funny, and when he does that to Superman later, it pays off.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the Justice League, but I
It
just like you said, he was kind of pretty much already established, and I like that.
right. Oh, I love the fact in back to the Iris West scene when he s- goes to take off his shoes, explode like
They
Yeah.
don't
his
take. Yeah,
shoes.
I was gonna
That
say
was
he
No,
so
doesn't
they
take
just
them off.
good.
disintegrate off of his
Oh,
feet once he
it
starts moving. That was super cool.
it and it makes sense too. Your shoes can't handle that shit. It
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
makes so
Yeah,
much
and
sense.
I really liked the actress that they chose for Iris. Also, she's super
oh,
cute.
I hear she's coming back for the movie too.
Oh, I
Yeah,
hope
I hope
so.
so. Yeah, she's
I
cute.
hope so.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's a
what
cutie.
did everybody think of Amanda Heard's performance in the movie?
I thought it was all right.
Amber Heard. Uh,
Yeah,
I'm glad she wasn't in it very much.
yeah. Uh, I heard that they're replacing her with Amelia Clark.
I heard that rumor. I
Don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
That was like came out of another wannabe. We got it covered site. It didn't come
Uh,
Yeah,
from Big
yeah.
Trade.
well, if that if
She's nice to look at. I don't think her acting is anything to write home about.
But she did
But
all right, I think.
I don't think her acting is good enough to be bigger than the horrible person that she appears to
gotcha,
be behind the scenes.
gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
I will say though the that one scene with her and Steppenwolf, I love the battle scenes. The battle scenes in this movie were awesome.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
with her when she takes away all the water around her, and Steppenwolf has her pinned to the
Oh,
wall, and
okay.
he's like, "You cannot escape," and she's like, "I'm not trying to," and she just
yeah.
starts drawing all the moisture and water
All the
out of
moisture out of him. That
oh
was sick.
dude, and then you seeing all the water coming, and then the blood starting to come out too. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
that was pretty dope.
I'm like that has to be that's awesome. That's awesome.
I like that how they had more Alfred scenes too. I really enjoyed those because I like Alfred.
Yeah,
Oh,
Alfred
yeah,
was in
yeah.
Alfred was
Alfred,
in this
yeah.
Alfred
Oh,
was in this movie
Alfred!
a
I thought you
lot.
said awkward. I'm like, what? I loved every scene he was in, and he has chemistry. Oh my god, I love Jeremy Irons too.
Yeah,
And him
the
with
stuff that
Wonder Woman, where she goes something about making the lasso too, but make it black.
Yeah.
right.
He didn't get it, but he's all excited that he thought he came up with it and shit.
Yeah, and how about J. Jonah Jameson as Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah.
Actually, I
Cool as
saw him
that.
as
I like that we
Commissioner
got to learn
Gordon.
him, right?
Yeah.
He had the look down. He had the mustache.
He had
That was,
it.
oh man,
It works.
I like K. Simmons.
It works. That man is so good. You can go from what is it? What's the newspaper that Perry Parker works at?
Oh, J. Jonas Jameson.
Yeah, Jameson to Commissioner Gordon to selling insurance. I mean, come on. That man's a hell of an actor.
There's that drum movie. I forget what it's called, but he did pretty good in there. Whiplash. I think it was Whiplash.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays such an asshole in that movie. Like just straight up bastard. But,
Tiger Lily says Aquaman was badass. Now everyone's gonna want to be him for Halloween.
I am the Aquaman.
more so than before they did. Yeah.
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 As
Look,
soon as they cast him though, back in the day, I thought he was a
Bodysuit
good one.
with the fake tattoos on, the fake muscles. I can pull that off.
Yeah. Carry Guinness around too, because that man loves some Guinness. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to look at some of the comments.
Yeah, same here.
Sorry. Let's see.
Not with those washboard abs. He's never drank a Guinness in his life. No way.
Wrong, dude. I follow that man on freaking.
No way.
Dude, I follow that man on Instagram. That man is a Guinness. Drinks Guinness almost every day. I swear to
I
you.
could show you what a Guinness body really looks like. You don't want to see that.
What do you guys think about Martian Manhunter?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't think they should have had him in the scene before.
no,
They should've
no.
just-
The first,
No.
it felt like it was wedged in there, and I don't
Yeah.
understand why at all. It didn't fit at all.
it
I
should
love
have
that
actually
ending.
been Martha. It should
Yeah.
have actually been
Yeah.
Martha.
Yeah.
And I think
I
it
love
was
the end
originally.
scene, and apparently that end scene where he shows up at Bruce's house. I was literally just reading it before we started our live here.
It was being
So
Green
Zack
Lantern.
Snyder apparently wanted that to be Green Lantern, and wanted it to be John Stewart showing up, but Warner Brothers told him no because I guess they're planning their Green Lantern Corps series or whatever,
Movie.
and so they didn't want him introducing the any of the Green Lanterns, any of
Beforehand, yeah.
John Stewart. So he decided to make it Martian Manhunter. I think they should have cut that first scene with him and left it for the end. I love that end scene with him. It was very cool.
I think they left it that way just so they can show that he was the Colonel from
Yeah.
Man vs. Steel.
Although
Man
the
of Steel,
scene
yeah.
before, yeah.
Yeah, I
They
think that's
could
the
have
only reason
done
why.
that at the end too. But my thought about that whole thing, he's like, "Oh, you know, the world almost got destroyed. You guys, went to this battle where any of you could have died. I was just chilling, but the next one I'll be there."
Yeah.
I was just chilling through that whole thing.
And,
That made me
with
think.
that, right before that Martian Manhunter reveal, that was when Bruce wakes up from
Yeah,
the
at the end.
nightmare dream.
Mhm.
Like what this time in this movie, I think that he had a premonition. Like, is that a thing now where Bruce can see the future or like see alternate versions of what could happen? Why all of a sudden is he having these premonitions?
I have
Well, the
no
one
idea.
in BVS was more of a dream too. No,
It was a
And then
dream.
the
Yeah, it was a
Flash
dream.
Woke him up.
Yeah. No.
From the dreams.
No, it was a
Yeah,
dream
how's
because he
that?
woke up after that. He woke up after that. It was a dream. I don't know what's going on with that. Like I said, that's Zack Snyder's vision. It would probably be fleshed out in a couple different
If
movies.
they do the other movies,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's a good question, Brandon. I
Mhm.
mean, like, is
Yeah,
that a thing now, or
I'm cool with
and
it.
how did it
I
become
think
a thing?
that's fine, you know. But it just, I was wondering about that. I was like, why all of a sudden is Bruce Wayne starting to have premonitions of the future or possible futures, different versions of the future? But also, I think talking about Bruce Wayne, I think after watching this one, Ben Affleck is cemented as probably my favorite Batman.
Same.
As
Dude,
much as I
I,
love Michael Keaton and I like Christian Bale, Ben Affleck is such a badass Batman. He's
I
such a
hate to admit
badass.
that. I hate to admit that because when they chose him as Batman, I was so against it, but I
I
was
was
so
excited as soon
wrong.
as they did it.
I'm so
Just
wrong.
Oh yeah, so
just
wrong.
just like Robert Pattinson, man. He's a good actor, and he'll make you believe. I believe I'm gonna say this until I see the Batman. But yeah, he's my favorite, and I'm pretty sure once the other one comes out, Robert Pattinson will be my favorite. But as of right now, yeah,
I don't know.
he
I don't know. I
outdid
don't know
Michael
if
Keaton.
Robert Pattinson will be my favorite. I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but because yeah, I like Robert Pattinson. I think he's a good actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I think Batfleck, he's going to be a hard one to top, and I really hope that we get to see more of him. I know he's
He's gonna be in
kind of
Flash.
been back and
Yeah.
forth on whether or not he's coming back. Is he going to be in Flash?
Yeah, him
Yeah.
and Michael
Yeah.
Keaton are
Yeah,
gonna be in
I heard
Flash.
Michael Keaton was coming in.
And
Yeah, that's
hopefully
what
it.
shocked everybody. Is he came back for these reshoots, and
Yeah,
then he's gonna be in the Flash. Did you guys
yeah.
notice how good he looked at the end? He looked like
Oh, he looked.
he
He yeah.
lost some
He
good
lost a
weight
lot of weight.
at the
He's
ending
sober.
of yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he looked
sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could tell
so
that
fresh.
was the reshoot. You could tell that was the
Yeah,
reshoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate to admit that he's probably one of. He probably is my favorite Batman now.
I can tell. I mean, holy
He
shit!
was in
Like
BVS, man.
that bat suit is just it's freaking awesome. I mean, the dude is just jacked.
Yeah.
He's the biggest Batman we've ever seen. But
Yeah.
he fights like a big guy. You know, like every Batman has had that we've seen in film has had like a different fighting style. And this Batman is
he
just down
he
and dirty, gritty. He's a brawler.
he
He's
fights like
good.
a comic Bat. He fights like a comic Batman.
That's true.
He fights just like in the
Yeah,
comics.
yeah,
And I
My
like
yeah.
that.
favorite scene of him being Batman is also in BVS. The just before he saves Martha, he goes into that is it a warehouse or an attic or something, and he destroys those fools just before he
Yeah,
saves Martha.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
yeah.
right there.
Uh, what's everybody's okay? Since we're talking about Batman being the favorite, what's everybody's thought of the Flash? This Flash, is he
I don't watch the show, and I love this Flash.
okay?
I only
I,
watched the first few seasons of The Flash. I liked it. I like Grant Gustin
Hmm.
as the Flash. Um, it's a very different Barry Allen
Very.
Yeah.
between Ezra Miller and Grant Gustin. He's a very different Barry Allen.
All right. How would you compare Henry Cavill in the Superman world?
my favorite Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
don't think there's really. I mean, uh, um, it's hard to compare him to Christopher Reeves. I
Christopher
mean,
Reeves.
yeah,
they're completely different.
Oh,
it's
But
the era. But if we're just comparing Supermans, yeah, he's probably my favorite. But it also probably has to do with the era that we're in as well. Like Christopher Reeves in that era, hands
Yeah.
down, best
Mm-hmm.
Superman. But you move forward into the more current times, yeah, this Superman here, Henry
this
Cavill is
Superman
it's the
definitely
era, yeah.
be with this world, with
yeah.
this
Dude, I
universe
mean,
of DC.
like at the end, Steppenwolf's gonna get a cyborg from the back, and Batman just
Yeah.
boom.
The suit
Yep.
just sits in front of the axe and just takes it like into the same spot where
Oh, I
Dark
didn't
Knight
even
took
get
it.
that. That's
Yep.
right.
Took it in the exact same spot, and it just he didn't even
Oh.
flinch. He didn't even feel.
And
Jumping
Darkseid's
back-
watching the whole thing. Darkseid's watching this,
Yeah,
so
He
he's
was
like,
too. He was standing right there, just watching out of that little portal.
yeah, he's like, oh shit, he didn't even feel that.
So now towards the end there, when after the portal closed back up and Darkseid's with his general or whatever, his troops,
Mhm.
and he said, "Ready the Armada. We're gonna do this the old way." So I'm guessing that now he's gonna take his ships and they're gonna take the longer route to get to Earth now that portal's closed up. And did I get that?
Yeah.
Right?
I got it
Yeah.
as in they're coming back to scrap.
That's
Yeah,
how I
I
got it.
got it. Not another way to get there.
Oh,
Well, from what I heard, Zack Snyder and Jim Lee sat at DC, and they made a storyboard for Justice League 1, 2, and 3. Basically, I don't know if you noticed, but in the when Lois Lane went to grab something out of the drawer, you saw a pregnancy test.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but you saw a pregnancy test. Apparently, what was supposed to happen was Bruce and Lois was supposed to have a relationship after Superman died.
That
Yeah, I
was
don't
the
like that.
original.
No. No.
I
no,
don't-
No.
I don't like that either, but this is what was set up. They had a child. Let's see. They brought Superman back. Darkseid came in and corrupts Superman with the anti-life equation. That's how you get the bad Superman, and that's how you get the nightmare sequence world.
Yeah,
So-
Warner Brothers nicked that idea right away, man. They said, "Nope."
Yeah, I do
That
not
was like the
see.
Yeah.
very first. Yeah.
I think that's the
Bat-
one smart thing that Warner Brothers said no to was no, that I don't like that. When the hell would they have had time? Bruce and Lois. Like she was in mourning the entire
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Bruce goes over there.
Bruce
one
is like-
night to console her, and they have some wine and end up bumping uglies. Bruce is an asshole if that's
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah.
And then in that, the
That's a-
original idea too had Bruce kind of conflicted whether to bring Superman back or not because he loved Lois that much.
Right.
And again, I just didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that they nixed it and they went this route. I did. Did you notice the little chemistry between Wonder Woman and Batman when they reached for the mouse
That-
as well?
I noticed it in the last movie.
That's exactly what I was going to say next. Yeah, and that's where I was going to lead to was I'm glad they did away with the Lois thing because they were obviously trying to make a relationship happen there with Bruce and
The
Diana.
whole ever since she met him and she goes, and I'm gonna kill this line. I'm not gonna even try to say it, but she's like, "You'll never know," or met a woman like me or whatever. From that moment, I'm like, "Oh shit, they look good together."
Oh yeah,
For
there's
me,
definitely
yes.
some sexual tension between Batman and Wonder
And
Woman.
apparently, that line is what got her the role because I guess she said it like that in rehearsal to Ben Affleck in front of Zack Snyder, and they looked at each other and they go, "She's
They
a
know.
Wonder Woman," because the way she killed that line, she killed it in the movie too, though. For me,
I will say I can't. There's several actors in this movie that I can't see them being any other character. Like Henry Cavill, I can't see being any other character than Superman. Even though he's in Witcher and some other movies, when I look at him, that's Superman.
Superman.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. I know she was in Fast and Furious and other stuff, but when I look at her, that Gal Gadot, that's Wonder Woman. Sorry,
Yep.
it's
There's
hard.
talks that she's gonna return. They're gonna find a way because of popularity with Wonder Woman that they're gonna bring her back
Eh.
as what's his name's girlfriend. I forget what her name was, but yeah,
Let's
it was
see.
just a rumor for the last one. But
Let's see. We got John in the chat saying,
no,
Sparkly-
he's from F that guy, F the Brit.
Gone from across the pond.
he's sparkly vampire Batman. I still love Christian Bale's Batman. I love the Flash from the show. He was born to play Superman. I love The I love Christian Bale's Batman as Tiger Lily, and the I love
Why
Flash
did
and Superman.
why did that happen, Kevin?
Why did what happen?
In the chat.
I don't know. I don't know. My chat's being weird. Like I'm
Yeah,
seeing some messages and not seeing.
yeah, you're
I'm
like
completely
timing
gonna
out. You're
this on my
timing out
phone.
everyone that's asking a question.
Yeah,
I'm not
I don't
seeing
know.
anything.
I don't know what's going on. Somebody else is gonna have to run the chat. Mine's being really weird.
Yeah, I don't.
Um,
I can only see what's going on my phone right here. I
no,
didn't
that's
have
fine,
time.
man.
I literally just finished watching this movie 15 minutes before we started doing it. Like,
So
it was
it's
perfect.
fresh in your mind. Yeah, it's fresh in your
Yeah,
mind.
no, it's super fresh in my mind.
what since it's fresh in your mind, what was your favorite scene in the whole movie?
Oh man. Crap. My favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
That is hard.
That's really tough. Um, Honestly, it was probably the very end nightmare scene. I loved that. I
Oh,
loved
really?
seeing those people that you wouldn't normally see together, like working together. Seeing Deathstroke and Batman together is
That's
something
awesome.
I've wanted to see in a movie for years. And then seeing Batman and Joker together, this version of Batman and Joker together finally is something I've been wanting to see for a really long time.
Oh,
I
That
like
that conversation minus the reach around line
yeah.
is probably
and
that.
when Batman said that I am gonna fucking kill you.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
just not yet,
So,
but yeah.
Or
so fucking cool. That was probably one of my favorite lines in the entire movie when Batman told Joker that he was gonna fucking kill him. I was like, this is why this movie needed to be rated R.
Yep,
Yeah.
I was just
For
gonna say
line
that.
right there.
yep,
Because of
you had
a
cyborgs
couple of
fuck the
bombs that were
world, and then
dropped
you
throughout. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes, that was so cool too. Yeah. I
cyborgs
think
fuck
Cyborg's
the world.
redemption in this movie is my favorite overall arc of the movie.
Yes.
Is Cyborg, his character's redemption compared to the last movie. I think
Agreed.
that's
What
one of my favorite things too.
What about the comparison of just the visuals from the theatrical cut to Snyder cut in the end scene, to where everything in the theatrical cut was like this really weird
Orange,
red,
Yeah.
yeah, like reddish, glowy type thing, to where it felt more
Yeah.
just straight nighttime in the Snyder cut. That
Yeah.
to me, the Snyder cut felt more realistic almost compared
Mhm.
to,
Which is another reason why I like the DCEU.
Yeah,
yeah.
it looked like Joss Whedon used like a freaking Snapchat filter over most of the. It really did. It felt weird. This movie felt, especially watching it on I have this new TV. It's this new LG OLED like 8K friggin'. It looked incredible on this TV. Love it. It's so cool.
Did it bother anybody that it was shot in the IMAX format other than
Loved
this
it.
Nope.
1619? Nine?
Nope.
I
loved
didn't
it.
even notice the black bars on the sides until probably 3 hours into the
Really?
movie.
It bothered me.
I didn't.
It bothered me for like the first 15 minutes, and then I was like, I didn't even notice it. It bothered me.
I liked it. It didn't really bother me too much. It took in the very beginning. It took me like a good minute to 3 minutes to get used to it, and that was it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I don't even
That's the
know what
movie.
made me realize it, notice them, but all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, there's those black bars, and then I was back in.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have noticed it, but they're like, hey, this is how he wanted it, blah blah. So I was like, okay, but it didn't bother me. But I probably
That's
wouldn't have
pretty
noticed if I
much
didn't
what we
read
all
it.
grew up on, though.
Yeah.
The TVs from back in the day, isn't that
Yeah.
close to
Yeah.
that same ratio?
Yeah, but I'm used to movies now being in the 16:9. So when I clicked it on and it had the lines, I'm like, wait, did I click on the wrong format or something? I was just making sure, thinking I was making it sure for myself that I wasn't missing something. But yeah, that's really about the only thing I noticed. Once I got into it, I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah, in the CG, I don't know if the set, like they say, reportedly 70 million went into doing it. I know they cut back a little bit, but to me it looked just not just as good as the other one, but it looked okay. I
I
didn't.
think it.
There's
I
no
think it
scenes
looked
that
better.
stuck out.
I think it looked better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but nothing stood out. And
The
how
the
bad? You know what? Jumping around, I was gonna say something else about the Joss Whedon cut, but forget that. How badass is Batman? And I've heard this somewhere before, and it's true. Everyone can fly, move fast, run fast, anything to get to the other side of the town in a second. But how badass is Batman that he can't do none of that, and he gets the rest to sit down in his little plane thing and take them back to what's it called?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah
He's like, you're all going with me, and it is trying to carrier.
yeah yeah yeah
That's
no
why his superpower is that he's
Rich.
rich.
he's rich yeah yeah I get it now.
Hey, I
It
would
makes sense.
superpower.
Like at the end, when they ask him how he got the Kent's house back, and he's like, I bought the bank. It's like,
I bought the
come
bank.
on. Like you could have just bought the
I
house
like
from
that
the
line
bank to
too.
buy the
Yeah.
bank.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's also a business investment. You know, helping out a friend and business
Dude's
investment
got
all at the
6
same time.
satellites and a bank.
Oh, dude. So, what did everybody think of Superman in the black suit? Black suit
I liked
Superman.
He was
It's in front of my face because I don't have, so I won't have to do that, Mr. John. I'm sorry, Brandon. John's talking crap in the chat.
Oh no, it's okay. So when he first went back to his ship and he walks in and all of the doors start opening up and all the different types of suits start coming out, I was looking in. I paused on a couple. I was trying to zoom in and see what a couple of those other. Kevin, you're the DC guy. Did you recognize any of
I
those
did
other
not.
suits?
One of them was the regular suit, right?
Was like a
Yeah,
battle suit?
One of them was the regular suit. It looked like one of them was his dad's suit from Krypton. The others I do not recognize at all.
Like one of them was like huge. It looked like a battle suit,
Yeah.
like freaking.
It
you know,
almost looked like the suit
like
Zod had on
Hulkbuster.
from. It almost looked like the suit Zod had on from Superman, Man of Steel. That's
I want to see
Okay.
that movie though, Brandon, where he's wearing that suit and he has to
Right?
use
Like,
it
what
for
the hell
something.
is he fighting that he needs battle armor?
Yep.
I don't know. It I don't know.
But I like the black. The black is
black.
pretty sleek.
And it's supposed to be a regeneration suit as well. So when he goes up, when he puts it on and he goes straight up and just looks into the sun with that
Opens
that
up,
pose.
and he's
Yeah,
in the sun.
with that
That was
pose,
such a
I'm
good
like,
scene.
oh, that is so awesome. One of the best visual scenes ever, because he's not only is it visually spectacular, but it makes sense because it's a regeneration shoot. It's taking in all those solar rays
Yeah.
and still helping him regenerate.
Helping him.
So
'Cause he
I
was
wish they
just
would've-
dead, like half a day ago. So
yeah,
it
I
takes
wish
a
they
little
would have touched on
Yeah.
that a little bit, because it seems
Yeah.
like they didn't touch on it at all. But if you know, you know. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be a lot of people out there going, "Why the hell is Superman wearing a black suit? Like, where did
They
he
don't
get
even. Yeah, I'm gonna say I have that comic where he's wearing a black suit and what they homaged it to from back in the day. Even one of my nephews says the whole Superman dead storyline reminds me of you, because when we were younger, obviously early '90s, he's like, you were so excited to get those comics, and I'm like, yep. Still, you know what? I was gonna bust out with it, but I couldn't find them. But I got that picture. I can't throw it in here, but I'll show you guys later. But I have the little figures from like the '80s of Darkseid and Superman and all of them.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I need to find those. You know what? I think I got the Batwing from
Oh.
Bales from Michael
Well,
Keaton Batman.
Oh, it's a
What-
Felix
who's that?
rant. It's a Felix
Yeah,
rant.
oh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So what's up?
going off the rails?"
Yeah, it happens all the time. You just got to lean into it sometimes.
I'm done.
Oh man, so in synopsis, I think because we've almost went about an hour now. Uh, if you had to grade this movie, I'm gonna go around the chat, the room here. If you had to grade this movie on a 1 to 10 scale, and I'll start with Brandon since you are the Marvel guy, how would you rate this
You said the
DC
word.
movie from 1 to 10? One
Um,
being the worst, 10
I
being the
mean,
best.
I'm gonna do it justice and
Mhm.
not compare it to Marvel movies at all. You can't
Okay.
compare DC
You
and
you
Marvel movies at
can't
all.
you
The
can't.
characters and the way they're written are completely different. I
Different
love
styles in
pretty much
general,
every
yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely different styles. But I think what Zack Snyder was able to do in one movie that, comparing them a little bit, that Marvel took, 20 movies to do, maybe not 20, but like 10
Yeah.
movies to do to bring everybody together. What he was able to do in one movie and have these characters feel as fleshed out as they were in this version, not the previous version, because the previous
Hmm.
version they weren't fleshed out well enough at all. But this version, the way the character fleshed out, and he was able to tell a coherent story that was super entertaining, totally badass. It was so cool seeing some of these characters on screen for the first time. I mean, there's probably areas for improvement. I would give it a solid 8.5, maybe pushing a 9. I don't think
Oh
there's a
wow.
whole lot of room for improvement. I think this movie was as good as we could have possibly asked for. It was a freaking awesome movie.
Awesome, awesome. Great score, great score. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Carrie. I'm gonna go Carrie. Carrie, how would you rate this movie from 1 to 10?
Well, Brandon pretty much summed it up, but I'm gonna go up to 9 just because Batman, or not Batman, but Superman had the black suit. So solid 9 for me.
Solid 9. All right.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Felix.
What's up?
How
What's
would you,
up?
how would you rate it?
All right. Well, in stars, I gave it a 4 stars. So that, if you do the math, it comes out to an 8. But like Brandon said, I mean, he did what took the other one. So, 10, not so long, but 10 movies, 10 years, whatever you want to say, to do. And he did do a well cohesive story. Yeah, it was 4 hours. Yeah, you felt it. But he made me like Cyborg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He,
Yep.
Right.
he
Yeah.
what's up? Superman in the black suit, my favorite Batman.
Booyah.
I mean, it was a good movie. Like I said earlier, I was gonna skip through it and take notes. And the only reason why I had almost 2 hours left and I didn't make it because we have to do this is because I just found myself watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, a good movie's rewatchable. If you're gonna rewatch, if I'm gonna watch it maybe one or two more times, at least it deserves to be in the upper half of it. Is it in my top five like the end game is? No, but I'm not going to compare it. It is in my top 10. And in saying that, I'm going to round up to halfway and say 8.5. Exactly what
8.5.
Brandon said.
All right, I am the DC guy. Everybody knows I'm saying that this movie, comparing this movie to the first one, and there is no other. The Josh Whedon movie is dead to me. I'm not even.
Yep.
I'm, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not even canon anymore. This movie is now
I'm,
canon.
I'm never watching that movie again.
Nope.
It's just
Right.
not happening.
Yep.
Yeah, they basically took a shit on Cyborg and even the Flash really in that one. But this one's just
Exactly.
like, "Ooh."
Making me care more about the Flash, fleshing out the characters, not only just the Cyborg, but Cyborg's dad.
Yeah.
Having probably the best theme song for any superhero ever, it being Wonder Woman. The score throughout the whole movie. I'm gonna. It's not a perfect 10. I can't give a movie a perfect 10,
Nine
but
and a half.
I'll give it a 9.5. Yeah, I'll give it 9.5. I gotta knock it some just for that reach around and Wonder Woman killing a couple guys. I can't get over Wonder Woman killing anybody. It's just not in her
You
nature.
mentioned that a couple of times, Wonder Woman killing people. So how did you feel about Superman killing Zod? Because Superman's supposed to be,
I didn't like that either. I didn't like that either. I didn't like that either.
That's what I probably super that.
Well, what
So
about
how
Batman in
do
the
you
past two movies?
I know it's a different movie, but how do you think Superman could have handled that situation differently? I mean, Zod's
He
about
couldn't
to
have.
kill
It's
all these people with his eyes, and you got him in a headlock. What else can you do besides snap his neck?
it should have been written differently. That's what the fuck it should.
So you just felt like, okay, yeah, like maybe it was written.
Yeah, it should have been written different. No, I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I'm not gonna say it deters me from liking Superman anymore. I'm not gonna say it deters me from liking Wonder Woman just because she killed somebody, because I understand why that happened. It's a movie. It's not your PG.
You want to get into it?
It's not your PG
they
comics, you know.
Thousands of people running into all those buildings in
I know.
what is it? Man of Steel. Which
I know.
That's a good movie. I really like the Man of Steel too.
Look, Zack Snyder's trilogy of Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League is when you put them all together now, they make so much sense, especially when you do the director's cut of BVS. The director's cut of BVS makes that movie so much, not as good as the remake of this one, but it makes it better.
I know. I was talking to a friend just before I started watching it again earlier, and she's like, something about Zack Snyder. I'm like, you know what? From Dawn of the Dead to 300, and even the movies that he made that didn't work, the Sucker Punch, Sucker Punch, Sugar Punch, something like that. You cannot deny the fact that the visuals are beautiful. Almost one scene in almost one picture of every scene in every movie he does can be art you can put up in a wall, man.
I will say this: he is probably the most comic actor accurate. As far as
I was gonna say that too. Yeah,
the most comic accurate director that they have outgoing right now. Well, I don't know, because I'm not a Marvel guy. I don't read the Marvel comics, so I can't really say. As far as DC, he's probably the most comic book accurate director.
I'm totally gonna watch it again, though, knowing
I am too.
the story and look for all the Easter eggs, because there's a bunch of Easter eggs in this movie.
And
so
I do like
the story. Go ahead.
I do like the fact that they have it in episodes, so you don't have to sit there and watch the whole movie if you don't have time. You can watch an episode here and an episode there.
By episode 5 or 6, you can go take a really quick.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that does it for our Snyder Cut Justice League review, man. So for Brandon, Carrie, Felix, I'm Kevin, saying keep on bamming, bammers.
Stay golden.
There you go.